next comic is about to do his fucking job. He's the reason we're all here tonight, literally because he pays the dues. Start making some noise for your headliner tonight, my buddy Jim Bryan.
Howdy! Oh, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm super worried I'm gonna knock that over. I'm super worried, but I didn't want to bring a water bottle up because I just feel like that looks classy. You know? Anyway, so I changed my shirt and I changed my glasses because I was hoping you guys might not recognize me from earlier. I don't want you thinking that, like, the fucking checkout loser. Like, the real headliner couldn't make it up from DC. The traffic was really bad. So, quick, grab the popcorn jockey. Yeah, I know. Take a lot of pride in that popcorn, folks. I make like a garlic salt and a regular salt mixture, 2 to 1. And, I try and be as generous as possible without, like contributing to your own health problems, but also, like, salt isn't free, you know? Somebody has to dive to the bottom of the ocean to get it. So, whatever, man, living the dream, you know? I know there's some small business owners here in the crowd. Let's give a round of applause for the small business owners. Yeah, man, I'm living the dream, man. Just like other business owners, I guess. My life is comprised of toilet maintenance, making promotional posters, and running to Dollar General like all the time. Do you guys also? Like, man, what a place, you know? I don't care where you are, man. Like, you always have enough gas to get to Dollar General. Remarkable place. Not everything is $1, though. Which is crazy that they are able to get away with that name. And nobody complains because they're just so convenient. So anyway, yeah, so that's it. Like, that's my life, man. Is just running a Dollar General. I don't even call it Dollar General. I'm in such a rush, I call it DG. Yeah, who's got time to say Dollar General, you know? It's only going to take me 4 seconds to get there. What you up to? Head to DG. I was at Dollar General. Man, it was only maybe the last time I was there was today. Yep, keep it 100, man. I was there today. And I don't know about your Dollar General, but man, the lady that works at mine is miserable. You know. Holy moly, she is not happy. You know it, man. You know it. They got a help wanted sign etched into granite on the wall. They're like, don't take it down, just leave it there. Forever. Somebody's gonna be like, it's too hot in here, I quit! You know? Like, Dollar General, man. So I'm at DG this one time, not even that long ago. It wasn't the last. It didn't happen today. Today was standard fare. It was just miserable person making me feel markedly better about my own station. If I'm being honest. Sometimes I just go there for a pick-me-up, you know? She's like, you gonna buy anything today? I'm like, nope. So goddamn close, I rode my bike today. I'm just here for a little perspective. But the other time I was up in there, this guy's got like his little kids, you know, and like I know what that's like. Mine aren't little anymore, but like you have little kids in the store, they're like fighting with each other. I want this, I want that. They're grabbing stuff off the shelves. And this other lady at Dollar General, the other staff, she's at the counter, right? She's a piece of work, man. So the kids are like going crazy, whatever. And she's like, I used to fight with my sister when I was a little girl too. And the dad was like, yeah, I bet you're good friends now, though. And she's like, no, we don't talk. So I'm like 6 feet back next to the oatmeal pies, waiting to check out, and I'm like, whoa, we're about to learn something about this lady. She's been waiting for years to be like, we don't talk. She goes, so this guy's trying to wrangle his kids, you know? Poor guy's just trying to check out. He just wants to go home. She's like, she only calls me if she wants something out of me. I'll tell her, I'll say, Rhonda, you can't sleep on the couch all the time. You lazy bum. And I'm like, oh my God, this boy. So he gets his kids, and he's like, let's get out of here, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you guys to wind up like Myrtle and Rhonda, Jesus. So I get up to the counter, and I can tell she is not done talking about this. You know, she was like, next, and I was like, I know I'm next. And she was like, get up here right now, you know, I'm about to lay it out. So I got up there. Before she could even say anything, I was like, fucking Rhonda. Put it to bed right there. She didn't have to say nothing. I was like, your sister sucks. Right? She worked at 50 Cent General, fucking loser. You know? No AC in 50 Cent General. They don't even have fans at 50 Cent General. They make you use magazines that they make you buy to air your face off. Oh man, Dollar General, baby. Yeah, don't waste time. Just say DG, you know? Yeah, so what else? Yeah, the other thing I spend a ton of time on is making promotional posters. Oh my God, dude. I make so many posters. Come to my business. Here's a promo code. Here's a QR code that you can't fucking do anything with because you're looking at your phone, right? You gotta call somebody else over to be like, hey, that's this QR code. Point your phone at my phone. And I gotta put it on. Because that's what posters have. They got calls to action and Jesus. Oh my God, I hate it. I just can't. I know it's a small thing, you know what I mean? Like some places don't have water, but I mean, whatever. Dude, this is where I live, so let me have my first world problems. You know what I'm saying? I will say though, there's this program that came out, it's called Canva. Yeah, it's like super easy, man. So like it has really made making posters easier for me, and they look good, and like anybody can use it. Like you guys, if you ever need to like slap a QR code on something, you know, like maybe you want to get them to all turn out for the family reunion or some shit, you can use Canva. I notice people using it all the time, dude. I see it on social media all the time. I don't know if you guys are from around here, but like there was like a series of like people went missing. It's really like terrible stuff. And this is like, I spend so much time focusing on my stupid business. I only see the world through my prism, you know? I'm looking on social media and I'm like, man, that's a dope-ass poster, you know? Missing person posters, they didn't have flames and shit on them in the background. I was like, man, these are fly-ass posters, man. I hope if I go missing, somebody uses Canva to make my poster, you know? My wife doesn't know how to use Canva, man. You know? I'm gonna be on like the back of a medical bill or some shit. Right? Have you seen my husband with like a stick figure drawing? She'll put up like a reward, you know, like half his stuff, right? You ever think about that? You ever think about like, you know, if you went missing? I don't know. I listen to a lot of like true crime podcasts, you know, and they always talk about like the size of the search party and I don't know. Like I'd like to fake going missing to see who comes out to look for it. That's what I'm getting at, you know? Like, you show up for your search party, if you're like, where the hell is everybody? People have been smiling at you and lying at you, man. They're not your friends, you know? Turn out for a search party and somebody brought their dog, you know? You're like, it's a sniffer, you know? Yeah, I got a couple more friends. But like, if they gotta make like a Facebook event for your search, and it's like, Brian is interested, and it's like, fuck if he's interested, what else does he have going on? He's out there searching for somebody else. Anyway, so listen, if I turn up missing, turn the fuck out, you know? That's for sure. And one of my boys here, they'll make the poster. They don't use I'm not relying on Tara. Fuck Jesus, right? Write a note on the back of a DG receipt she would write, right? Tack it to a telephone pole, that lady. Yeah, man. That's good water, man. That's not tap water. That's water from the tap outside giant, actually. That's yeah, so living the dream, man. That's me. You know, I've wanted to be a stand-up since I was like a little kid, right? That's pretty crazy, right? To like work as something you wanted to be when you were little, you know? Like I grew up wanting to be a stand-up. First time I decided I wanted to be a stand-up was also the first time I got in trouble at school. That's how it happened. Mr. Anderson was the principal in my elementary school, and I think I was in like 3rd grade, but man, I was a problematic kid, man. I was like always starting mischief and trouble and whatever, and my teacher had it with me one day because I was riling up the whole class because I was changing the words to pop songs that I hear on the radio, you know? And I was like making different pop songs, and this is like 19, like I don't know, like when I do a little math, like 1987 maybe, right? So like you might remember Tiffany, you guys remember Tiffany? She was what you call a one-hit wonder, you guys know? She had a very famous song. It was, I Think We're Alone Now. You guys remember that song? You remember, man. You guys are from the 80s. You remember, right? I think we're alone now. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. The beating of your heart is the... You know the song. You guys fucking know it. 2 of you know it. Yeah. I know it. I know it well enough that in 3rd grade I changed the words to tickle my balls now. I was like, tickle my balls now. But I didn't change none of the other words. I was like, there doesn't seem to be any. Tickle my balls now. The beating of our hearts is the only sound. Just over and over again. Mrs. Thompson snatched me up by my ear. She was like, I'm right over you, you know. It was back when teachers could slam kids around and stuff, you know. Simpler times. I went down to the principal's office, and she didn't have to grab me by the ear the whole walk. She could have, you know, I get doing it in front of the other kids to be like, holy shit, that lady, she'll grab you by your ear. But when nobody was looking, the rest was just mean, you know? She was mad though. She's just trying to do her job, you know? I'm like an 8-year-old causing this ruckus in class. I'm still singing Tickle My Balls Now down the hallway. You know, always the performer. I'm like, hey, there's plenty of classes here, you know? I get down to Mr. Anderson, and this is where it happened, because he was like, what's going on? And she's all like, he's changing the words to the songs, he's riling up the class, and he says, what's he doing now? And she says, he changed the words from Tiffany's, I think we're alone now, to Tickle My Balls Now. And Mr. Anderson laughed. You know? He laughed, he couldn't even help it. He just laughed. And he looked at me, and I was like, I know what I want to be when I grow up. Yep, that's how it happens. I was such a rambunctious kid, man. I had a wild childhood. I guess a lot of you did if you grew up like in the 80s, you know, like I did. But we had like people that lived in our house that weren't our family members. And like they didn't stay long. They like came and went. Like that's weird, right? Super weird. It was like the Gump's mansion, you know? Where like, so like it was weird. It was a weird thing. And this one guy, he worked with my dad. His name was Fran, right? I was probably shit. I might even been younger than Tickle My Balls Now. But I can't quite remember. I was young, right? But Fran was going to work with my dad, right? Building houses. And Fran, I guess, part of the deal was like he was just going to live downstairs, right? Like off the living room. And he looked like Tarzan. That's how I remember him. He was like this tall guy with muscles. He had like long fucking thick hair. I was like, this guy's amazing looking, right? So anyway, I got Fran living in the house now. And Fran's a young guy. And Fran's got this stuff that they used to have in the 80s called nudie magazines. I don't know if you guys, younger folks, they don't remember these because I don't even know if they exist anymore. But back in the day, there was magazines. They were like Time magazine, but it was just nothing but naked people in them, naked women. It was just all it was pretty amazing, you know? For like a 7 or an 8-year-old, it was pretty wild. And Fran had a lot of them, man. He had the biggest stack of these things I ever saw. And so we, you know, whatever, we stole a few. It's like, he's not going to notice. Like, how in the world could you possibly notice 3 of your 100 nudie magazines? That's like hundreds of thousands of boobies, you know? So we took a couple of them, buried them in the woods so we wouldn't get in trouble, type of shit, you know? Anyway, my brother told on us, though, my little brother. It was too much for him, you know? Shit, the kid was in like preschool, kindergarten. God, poor guy, you know? My gosh, yeah, whatever. That's his therapist's problem if he has one, not mine. I was just being a kid, you know? I feel bad about that sometimes. Anyway, he ratted us out. He told my dad. I was like, oh man, he marched us up to the woods. We were like, oh man, we're gonna lose our nudie magazines. This is terrible, you know. I was crying a little bit, you know. So, and we get over to the stash spot, you know, which was just leaves, honestly. Yeah, we do it. I hand my dad the magazines, and I'm like, oh man, there goes the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Right? I know, such a bummer, dude. my brother, he's like I said, he's like 5 at the time. He looks at my dad, he goes, "Can't we just keep one, Dad?" Right? Forever the negotiator, that little guy. Anyway, so like we didn't get to keep any. He probably kept it, but... So he goes to Fran. He comes back to Fran. He's like, "Hey, man, I got some bad news, dude. You got to get rid of all these nudie magazines, man. Like my kids have them buried in the backyard, for God's sake. Like, it's not appropriate for children. You got to get rid of them." So Fran's like, "All right, I feel really bad. I mean, think as an adult, you're like, those things are like $6 a piece back then, like it was a major investment." But he needed a job, right? He obviously had to have a job. So what does Fran do? Fran just takes this stack of porno mags about yay high that are just tied together with like 2 pieces of twine, mind you, and he puts them at the bottom of our driveway. Right? I live in 1980s Stranger Things neighborhood, dude. There's like 30 kids at my bus stop that gotta walk up and down the road. So, I mean, listen, man, I've always been like this. So when I see opportunity, I seize opportunity, Oh, man, my dad went to pull out for work. I'm at the bottom of the driveway like, "Extra, extra! Come on over! $2. Half the neighborhood's walking around, they're like... They got Pearl Harbor! Always a hustler, baby. Oh, Fran, I wonder whatever happened to him. My gosh. My poor dad, though. Could you imagine having to, like, wrangle me on a daily basis? Like, that's just 2 stories when I was 7. Dude, we were mental. My dad got so tired of our nonsense that he put us in the car and we had an orphanage near our house. I grew up near an orphanage. And my dad was like, "I've had it with these kids. I'm going to teach them a lesson." Throws us in the car and drives us around the orphanage. "See this place, guys? Take a look at this place. Look at those kids. How happy do they look? You guys better shape up or I'm going to drop you off here." What? What a flex, man. Dude, I'm raising soft kids. I'm over here like, "Keep it up, hotshot. I'll take your phone away from you for an hour." What kind of sissy parenting is that? My father was like, "If you two don't tune up, I'm going to leave you in the care and custody of the state of New York." You ever been to an orphanage? Most people haven't been. Man, those are sad-looking individuals, man. Let me tell you, man, everybody's like... And we're driving around this place, and they're just like... Looked at my brother, I was like, "Man, do you see this place? Holy shit, man, they got a pool!" Yeah, my dad, he was cooked. He was like, "I give up. I give up. Not even going to stop these guys from riding their bikes on the highway anymore." Yeah, I was mental, dude. I was mental. That's why I was like, I ain't having kids, man. They're impossible, dude. Jeez Louise. And then that changed, obviously. Had all kinds of kids, had a whole bunch of them, but they're growing up now, like they get old fast, you know what I'm saying? Little kids get old fast, man. You gotta really cherish every moment of it, I don't know, buddies. you hear like older folks, they're always like, don't blink and it's over. You just blink and you turn around and they've moved out and they're not around anymore, and that's a lot of bullshit, that's what that is. You know? That's not true. I tried blinking, believe me. They're climbing all over each other, sitting in their own poop all the time, fighting and clawing and screaming and yelling. And I remember I'd look at them and I'd be like, what are you guys still doing here? You're supposed to be gone and moved out by now. God, Jesus, how are you gonna move out with shit in your pants? Can't get a job like this. That blinking shit, it don't work, man. Raising kids is really hard, though. I mean, there's a reason at the hospital they don't let you leave. They don't let you leave unless they're like, hey man, you gotta like sign this disclosure. Parenting's so hard that like if you don't watch this, there's a chance you could just go home and kill it. It's that's a crazy concept, right? Where it's like, this is such a hard thing that like at some point in time, you might just be like, I'm gonna lose my mind and just shake it like a Christmas tree. Just knock all the ornaments off of it. And the hospital's got to cover its own ass. The hospital's like, this could seriously happen. So real quick, watch this video, sign this paperwork. You know what I mean? That's how hard it is. And I I consult with new parents to try and help them be better at being parents. I'm where you come when you want advice on this stuff. So I tell them, because mine are all, they're all getting older, man. Like I got 3 drivers and one of them's out of high school. And so obviously I know what I'm doing. Come on already, right? Like if somebody has a goldfish for 12 years, that's who you ask about goldfish. You don't ask them, hey, did your goldfish read? How's he doing in school? No, the goldfish is alive. So you come to me for advice. And when I meet new parents, I'm just like, listen, it's really like the shaking them thing is kind of real, Like you could feel the urge to shake them, but you can't. You can't shake them. You cannot shake babies. Okay? You can shake the shit out of a kindergartner, though. So all you gotta do is wait. Just don't freak out. Just put it down, go in the other room, and just stew for 4.5 more years. And then you can be like, yeah! And you won't do nothing to them. Matter of fact, they'll be like, this is awesome! My dad is so cool! And you're just like, I want to do this for years! Just hold off, guys. Just be patient. A little patience goes a long way. The first few times, you really lay into them. I know my kids were like, why are you crying, Daddy? Just letting it out, But yes, they're whatever, dude. That's my life. But mine are getting older now, right? So that means, you know what that means? That also means that, I'm getting older now, too. And I'm kind of having a hard time coping with it, Get less texts from my friends now. I get more texts from the Wellspan portal. than I get from my friends. What is that, man? That sucks. It used to be like, hey man, swing by, man, let's smoke this spliff. And now it's like, hey, James, we need you to schedule your imaging appointment. And it's just like, ah, man, you're no fun, Wellspan. But man, my health is, I'm just getting old, man. I don't know. Like, where do you get new parts as a person? Like, my son's got a Ford Ranger, dude. They got parts for days on that thing, man. Like, not me. Not me. I had my first hospital stays in my entire life last month, May and June. I'd never been in the hospital before. I mean, I went there when my wife had the kids, but, like, I didn't stay. Like, I wasn't stuck there, you know? Like, my hospital experience up until when I went to the hospital was I would just walk around and act lost, but know where all of the refrigerators were in the maternity ward. Man, I never ate so many turkey sandwiches in my whole life. You know, I remember being in the hospital for one of my kids, and I heard the nurses being like, man, we are so low on turkey sandwiches. And my wife was like, you know? I'm like, on the sandwich number 6, whatever. So that was my experience. I was like, hospitals are great, dude. You just help yourself to food, and it's awesome. And man, I was in there for stomach issues, and they don't let you eat, man. It's like, oh, it was terrible situation. The first time I was in, I had a roommate. Oh my God. I didn't even know that existed in the hospital. A roommate? What? And the only thing separating me from this guy was like a shower curtain. And I got like the one roommate who doesn't sleep and watches A-Team the whole night. Yo, that's the loudest show in the world. Go back and watch an A-Team episode. Some shit is exploding every 5 seconds. This guy's right next to me. He's like, oh man, he's over here like, I can't believe I lucked out in the hospital. I'm an A-Team run. Oh my God. Okay, I remember the one night, this guy, oh man. But anyway, he had like some dementia or whatever, so he forgot where the remote was. So that one kind of sorted. The second time I was in, oh my God, that one was even worse, man. The first time I was in, the staff was amazing. Like, I was well taken care of, you know what I'm saying? The second time I went in, I don't know if it was like a weekend or some shit, but dude, the first overnight nurse, she had like no eyebrows, but then she had eyebrows drawn on her face, right? But they looked like they were done with a whiteboard marker, my guy. I'm not lying. It was like, what in the name of Sleeping Beauty is going on in this place? She comes in and checks my pulse. She goes like this. She grabs my wrist. That's how she checked. The overnight nurse just walks around being like, I'm gonna go check if anybody's dead. I'll be right back. And she's just dropping arms all night long. Dude, I'm like, is this lady even a fucking nurse? Man, then she threw needles on the bed with me. She was like, I would just leave these on the bed. And I was like, on the bed? What the fuck is going on with this lady? I was really scared. I was like, I'm sleeping with one eye open around this lady. She was a scary Betty, man, let me tell you, dude. Yeah, she was scary, dude. I don't know. There was one good guy, though. I don't remember his name, because I'm bad with names, whatever, but he smelled like he cared. You know, like he was just clean. He just smelled just clean, and he was just pleasant, and he was, I don't know, he was like kind of like rotund, and he had like really like curly, he was just so damn pleasant in every way. So it wasn't all bad, you know? Like, the experience wasn't totally terrible, but, you know, I thought about dying when I was in there, you know what I mean? I was like, dude, I could die in this place. Jesus, I hope he's around, you know what I mean? I was freaking out when I was in the hospital, too, because we had like a couple of cats that died over the course of like the month prior, you know, like that month. And you know, death happens in threes. You know? And I'm up at the hospital and I'm like, son of a bitch, and God is gonna lump me in with a couple of cats. And this is gonna be the end of me. He's gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, his number's up. You know what? Don't waste any more people. Lump him in with them 2 dead cats in his family. Let's just make this nice and neat, you know? Oh man. Yeah, my gosh. Yeah, man. But it was the love. It was the love of my wife, right? It was her love that kept me alive when I was in the hospital. It was just diverticulitis. It was really that serious. I'm the king of the drama in my house, baby. Yeah, it was her love, man. I don't know why she even loves me, this woman. She puts up with so much shenanigans on my part. You'd have to ask her why she loves me. Shit if I know, man. I'm like moody, I'm impulsive, I'm terrible with money. I have a habit of coming up with crazy business ideas that just don't work and fail. I like reverse engineer shit, you know? Like, I'll come up with a name for a company, and then I'll be like, we need t-shirts. And then I make a ton of t-shirts, and then the business fails. I have a ton of t-shirts. I'm like, what am I going to do with these, you know? So, like, she really tolerates a whole lot of shenanigans. I mean, I love my kids, but, like, I'm not the greatest parent, if I'm being totally honest. Like, I've misplaced them, I'm not going to lie. Like, there was a time when they were really little, I misplaced 2 of them 30 feet up a tree, man. And if you think I'm lying, I have a picture on my phone of it. Because I didn't know what else to do, so I just was like, holy shit, that's high. And then I sent it back to my wife. I was like, check it out. So like, I'm not the best parent either. So it's like, actually, matter of fact, maybe don't ask her anything, right? It's like Will Smith always says, you know what I mean? Keep my wife's name out, you know? Yeah, don't ask her nothing, man. Oh, what a fun night. Wasn't this a fun night? Yeah, this was a fun night. Yeah. One of my failed businesses was the ice cream store. Yeah. If anybody wants to buy any plastic cups, I got tons of them. I'll give you a sweet discount. You know? I also got a whole gang of t-shirts out front. I'm trying to get rid of those too. You know what I mean? If you fixing to walk around wearing a shirt for a business that never fucking happens, I mean, that's pretty fun if you ask me. I don't know. But anyway, let me get up out of here in a moment. Give a round of applause for the guys working there. Yeah, that's what's up, man. All right, that's enough. Back to me. So I'll leave you on this. I had a fun story for you guys about my wife, of course. You know, she's apple pie, whatever. I wanted to put a shelf in the laundry room at home. You know what I mean? And I had some stuff up here at the club. So I was like, listen, can you go in the laundry room, get a tape measure how far it is for that area there. I'm going to cut it up here so it's a smaller piece to bring home, right? Because that's how men think, logically. So I send this message to her. She sends me a text back. I couldn't find a tape measure, but it's like my wingspan. So about 9 feet. What? Right? So I'm looking at this text message, just shaking my head like I got Manute Bowl living at home at the house. Right? She's like 9 feet. Oh my gosh, dude. Her name's Tara, so I changed her name to Pterodactyl at home. Like 9 feet. He's like 5'5". What? I know. I'm like, this lady, what is the matter? How could this woman possibly have such a lack of spatial awareness and like be able to cross the street and stop at stop signs? Like, how is this, you know, I don't know. In her defense, for like the last 20 years, I've been like actively trying to remind and convince her that like this is about 9 inches. So, maybe that's why she struggles. All right, hey, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Keep it going for your host, Chris, and get home safe.